order qualifiers. And what are those? These are characteristics that customers perceive as a minimum standard of acceptability. What is it? I'm not even going to read all the rest of it. What are they talking about in order qualifiers? Let me give you an example. I will take the example of Toshiba and even a Dell. I think I have a Dell here. Yeah. And this one was given to me, so it's okay. But Dell isn't top of the line. It's just sort of like middle, right? But Toshiba definitely is way low. Order qualifier means a characteristic of a product or a service that meets the customer's minimum standard of acceptability. I'm going to illustrate that. I won't buy a Toshiba. Somebody would say, well, who are you? You're too fussy. I said, well, because I believe that if I buy too cheap, I'm going to have problems later. It's going to break down, or it's not going to deliver the functions or quality that I want. And I have a Dell. I'm not all that impressed with it, but Dell is at least functional and it meets my order qualifier, the minimum threshold of acceptability for me buying it. Dell meets the order qualifier. Toshiba doesn't, because I won't spend my money on a Toshiba. I'm basically making it up. But the interesting thing in looking at the concepts of order qualifier versus order winner, when I'm out looking for a computer, let's say I've got the money, I've got a $3,000. It actually probably would cost something like that. I have $3,000 that I've saved to spend on a computer, and I'm trying to decide, do I buy an Apple? Do I buy an HP? Do I buy a Dell or Toshiba? It's interesting, we have all those right here. And I already said, Toshiba, forget it. It's not going to work. Order winner, but which one am I going to buy? You see, I'm going to even throw in Samsung, okay? And because this actually happened, I bought a Samsung for me, but I had to give it to my wife. and why? The order winner, because that's what I want to illustrate for you. Yeah, I could have bought the Apple, but Apple, everybody knows, would have cost me quite a bit, right? Maybe $2,700 just for the computer, right? That's not even the software and whatever else I want with it, right? And the HP is pretty cool, but HP is losing its luster, meaning, you know, they used to be great, but I don't know anymore. Is HP still great? You know, maybe, but I'm not sure. But Samsung, now watch, this actually happened. But Samsung, I saw the Samsung and it was a very small computer. It was even smaller than the Apple and very light, thin. And I got to lug that thing around, and I hate it when they're heavy. And we're talking about order qualifier versus order winner. Order qualifier means it met a threshold level of acceptable. Doesn't mean I'll buy it, but I won't buy it if it's a Toshiba. It doesn't even qualify. But is it the order winner? Now, the obvious thing is, I'd really like an Apple, but it's $2,700. The Samsung, oh, it looks silver, just like the Apple. And Samsung is the next generation. They got some really cool stuff. And I'll make it up. They have OLED display, the latest generation of high resolution display. HP doesn't have that. Oh, and when I saw the Samsung display, it was so crisp and clear. And I watch a lot of movies on my computer. So that has an image. Hey, I get to watch really sharp, really cool movies on a very high grade resolution display. HP, no, they're very respectable, but they didn't have this next thing. So the bottom line, you could see it coming. Who was the order winner? Samsung. Not because HP is not a good system, but I'm not so sure anymore. They're not as famous, let's say, as they once were. Apple is outstanding, but it's way beyond my price point, what I'm willing to spend. Samsung, maybe it was about equal to HP in cost, but Samsung had the next generation display that made it an impression. Samsung became the order winner. And notice in that scenario, it wasn't because it was the absolute best computer. I already said, actually, Apple was the best computer, but it didn't win my order.